Hello everyone. Welcome to yet another podcast on our channel Cricket Blitz. And seeing your wonderful response, we are back again with some exciting content. Our topic of discussion today would be the ongoing England West Indies Test series. After a poor defeat against England, West Indies showed some signs of fight, posting 457 in their first innings in response to England's 416, and we expected a good match. However, West Indies performed really poorly in the second innings, leading to a loss once again, and eventually the series is now leveled at 2-0, with England leading by 2, West Indies 0, with one match to go. We will be talking about this series and, in particular, some of the nitty gritties of English Test cricket. And to do that, I am joined by two of my guests, Saptarshi and Shubhrati. Welcome, guys. So let's get started. Yes, my first question would be, and I would like to go to Shubhrati for that, would be on Bazball, a buzzword in cricket reflecting the aggressive nature of England when it comes to batting in Test match cricket. Shubhrati, many cricket pundits have often criticized this term, saying that maybe that's not the correct way to bat in Test cricket. However, uh, seeing this present form of England batters, would you like to comment that if England have finally found the right structure of baseball?
Well, I think they have their fair kind of share of appreciation and criticism. I would say it was the first kind of year or the first summer when they decided to go aggressive. The first question in my mind was whether they will find the right balance between defense and aggression. You have to remember, Test matches is not about showing aggressive cricket. It's not about being in a T20 kind of form. There are importance of drawn results in Test match cricket, unlike the T20s or ODIs, as you say, as you know. Um, the question is always, yeah, one thing we have to remember, one thing: the game is all about based on results. You are judged as a player, as a captain, or as a coach, judged on the results you bring for your team. I understand all those kind of sticks and boundaries, wickets and all those kind of things. That's entertaining. 5 days of cricket, people are enjoying it. The fans are enjoying it. And that's good thing for the entertainment and thrill for the game. But at the end of the day, when you're asked, just for me, I'm a young guy going to Edgbaston on a day's play, and yeah, 5 days of Ashes, and just someone asked me, "How do you love that 5 days in the Test match?" And so yeah, so many fours, sixes, but England lost. I'm not really happy as an England fan, I would say. So you don't want England to lose. Yeah, you want fours and sixes and all those kind of things to keep Test cricket alive. But the bottom line is very, very fine between being smart and over smart. I thought England were a little trying to be a little over smart. I always go back to that Test match in Edgbaston, last Ashes. There was no need for Ben Stokes to declare on the first day just because you wanted to, just show your aggression by saying, "Yeah, we're gonna bring the Aussie batters and give them a few overs with the new ball in the evening." That seems to be able to over smartness. There wasn't a need of it, and you saw what happened in the last day. Australia could have easily ended on 180 for 5 and could have ended on a dull bowling, just drawn result. But there is a importance of drawn or the draw results in Test matches. You sometimes get
Absolutely.
more happier. Yeah, you sometimes get more happier in Test matches when you kind of draw Test matches. And I think what happened on that day, that's a very poor thing to say for me, but I thought England was playing the Ashes as a egg spoon race we used to play in the school, putting eggs on the spoon and kind of run away. That's feel like that. I mean, they dangled the carrot before the Aussies, and Aussies were quite smart enough to come and chew the carrot before their eyes. There was no need for Ben Stokes to do that. And they realized over in the winter when they reached India, there's no need for Joe Root to play the reverse scoop or to Bumrah to
Yes,
Rajkot. There's
yes.
no need of kind of funny shots. You can easily play, and they showed it in Trent this week. There was easy kind of singles and doubles offer they took easily, and see, even on a great day on a good batting surface in Trent, you played your baseball kind of form or structure, whatever you call it, and you also have the run rate of over 5, around 5. So it's not about going too much aggressive. It's not about being too much defensive, but understanding the balance between it. And that was the challenge for Stokes and McCullum in between the kind of year when they finished in February and they start the summer. And they have to understand that for many opponent team that's new. India doesn't realize how to deal with it when they played that one test match in Edgbaston under Bumrah's captaincy. Pat Cummins took a little bit of time to get adjust to the kind of a, the style of play of England. And it takes time for opponents to understand. So if you are a little bit smart enough, don't need to be over smart. If you're a little bit smart enough in your understanding of how to play, how to structure the Bazball, you can easily get your results in your side, and you can easily win the game as they did with a day to spare. It's a 4 day game, easily you win 4 days, even in a 5 day test matches. So I think they realize it a little bit later, but I hope it comes. And keeping in Ashes in mind, Australia trip later in the next year. I hope this works for them. But yeah, they finally, I think they cracked the code.
Yeah,
You need the win. At the end of the day, you need a win. You can't just say we play aggressive cricket, we entertain, but you lose. People are not ready to accept defeat as the fan of your country. Not anyway.
absolutely, absolutely. Thank you so much, Shubhrati, for that. And moving on to our next question, and this time I would like to go to Saptarshi. Well, what a series it has been for Joe Root, I must say. He just seems to be, going on and on and on. The evergreen Joe Root, and plus also the likes of Ollie Pope and Harry Brook. They too are having a really good outing, I must say. So, your thoughts on that, Saptarshi? How have these three players performed in this series so far?
Yeah, I mean, Joe Root, he's been a classy batter ever since he made his debut around 12 years back. But I mean, since that post COVID era, I mean, 2021 around, Joe Root has just sort of set out on a mission. I mean, he had a fantastic 2021, and at one point of time, it looked like he would almost break the record for most test runs in a calendar year. And then even in 2022 and 2023, I mean, he had pretty good years. Yeah, maybe in the middle he had some slump in his form, but again, I mean, he's been one of the best ever batters maybe England have produced in recent times in red ball cricket. Who knows, in some years time he might even overtake Sir Alistair Cook. I mean, right now he's eighth in that list of all-time run scorers, and he's just 13 away from surpassing the great Brian Lara. I mean,
Yeah, yeah,
what a batter! I mean, simply outstanding. Yeah, I mean, some of his innings in India, as Shubhadeep also mentioned. I mean, when he was trying to reverse scoop Jasprit Bumrah, when he was trying to be over aggressive, hitting constantly reverse sweeps and trying down the ground, and he looked a bit frantic. And I mean, as a cricket fan, I got a bit hurt that maybe Joe Root is just not realizing his main strength, which is to rotate the strike, bide in his time, and then cash on the loser balls. And now maybe he's realized his strengths and weaknesses, and the way he batted yesterday, I mean, on Saturday, and then he batted on Sunday. I mean, he just kept his patience. Even when Harry Brook was smashing those boundaries, Harry Brook got to his century in just no time. But Joe Root kept on relying on his own style. He kept on just nudging the ball around, hitting those occasional cover drives and down the ground boundaries. And then only after he got his 100 for the first time ever, I think, since that dismissal against Jasprit Bumrah, he tried a reverse scoop and it went over the slips for a four. Yeah, it was a shot which fetched him a lot of runs in that Ashes series last year. But I mean, since then, it has also caused him downfall quite a few times. And maybe he's now realized that he can't use that shot every time around. And I mean, that was a phenomenal innings from Joe Root. And maybe, I mean, he will be having quite a few more series this year. He will be having three more tests against Sri Lanka, then the Pakistan series, then New Zealand series, and who knows, he may notch up a few places further in that top 10 run scorers list by the time this year
absolutely.
ends. I mean, we're all absolutely impatient to watch that. Maybe he will do that. Coming to the other two names you mentioned, Ollie Pope. Ollie Pope,
Yeah,
I mean, he played one of the best ever innings maybe in last 10 years by a visiting batter in India. On that Turner pitch at Hyderabad. I mean, 196 in the third innings and giving England an almost improbable win. I mean, that was one of the best ever innings I've watched from a visiting batter in maybe the last 10, 12 years. But since then, he had sort of a slump in form. The next four matches, he just didn't get any runs. And I think in Ranchi he scored took on ducks in both the innings. First innings, Akashdeep got him, and then Ashwin got him in the second innings. And I mean, he got a 50 in the first innings, but again, it was sort of a foolish ball which just swung in from Holder and got him LBW. But this time around, I mean, he played fantastic. I mean, both the innings. First innings also when he joined Duckett. Duckett was the aggressor. He took his time and then he notched up the runs and then scored that brilliant century. In the second innings, when Crawley got out early, England were trailing by some 40 odd runs. He came in and he was the aggressor this time around. Duckett took his time and he scored runs brilliantly. The third name which you mentioned, Harry Brook. I mean,
Yeah,
he's been one of the best players in the last couple of years ever since he made his debut. I mean, I think it was in the South Africa series that Johnny Bairstow got injured, and then Harry Brook made his debut, and then he had that fantastic Pakistan series. He played one fantastic innings in New Zealand, I think, the test which they lost by a solitary run. He scored some 180 odd runs, and that was almost at a 100 strike rate, I think. So he's been one of their go-to players in Test cricket, apart from Joe Root. I don't know if he would have made a lot of difference in India, but I think maybe they missed Harry Brook, though we can't say that for sure. But I mean, surely he's been one of their go-to players. Also, I think in his short career, he's now having the second best average after Sir Donald Bradman. So I mean, he has been one fantastic player for them. And I mean, Harry Brook and Ollie Pope, these two youngsters having scored so many runs in this test will definitely give England a lot of confidence, because these two are definitely their youngsters whom they will look up to, especially keeping that Ashes in mind, which is in 18 months' time.
I think
absolutely,
two
absolutely. I think
Yorkies are playing in that moment of Brook and Root as playing that 180th partnership for the fourth wicket. I think the Sky Sports show a brilliant kind of dissection of the kind of the style of play between those two
Mhm.
Yorkies were different.
Yes.
Brook was playing on the back foot mostly to the short balls, and Root was kind of stepped up for the over the crease to manage the swing. And later he realized the backfoot has put the fielders on the square leg region when the plan was to go short. And he kind of went in his back foot and went in a baseball kind of shot. The bat was so high and was coming over from the down. Brook was different. I think that was something that Brook needs to understand from his another Yorkshire, kind of player, I would say, or teammate. That when you are judged on playing short balls, you are going to tour Australia. You have to kind of understand how to manage the short ball, kind of a hiccup short ball. So when you are not really ready, when watching you watching the slip corridor, three slips, you're not expecting a short ball to come. And suddenly the short ball is coming, you are not really prepared for it. And I think Joe Root's kind of a technical pretty well. So maybe Brook can look at Root and see this guy has made 12,000 over 12,000 runs. He knows something about playing short balls. Tours Australia so many times. He can take some little bit lessons from that Root's book, I'd say.
Yeah, I
yeah,
mean, Brook
absolutely.
has an issue or two against the short ball, and we saw that even. I mean, in his debut Test match, South Africa got him out with a short ball. In that Ashes series, I think Stark got him out a couple of times when he just tried to back away and smash it over cover, and he just spooned it up into the air and got caught. So he needs to mend his technique against the short ball, especially if he wants to do well down under. But as of now, he's been doing pretty well.
Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. I think Brook has not looked back ever since he came to play for England. All right, moving on to our next question. And once again, I would like to go to Saptarshi. Shoaib Bashir, 7 wickets in the second match, two in the first innings, fifer in the second. Uh, just can you walk us through the journey of Shoaib Bashir ever since he made his debut?
Yeah, I mean, definitely he had a great match. But the thing I'm happy for him is that after that India tour, most times what happens in these countries is when they tour the subcontinent, Sri Lanka, India, they pick up a bag of spinners, maybe play them for 3, 4 games there, and then when the tour gets over, they again come back to England, Australia, South Africa, New Zealand. They just drop these spinners, and it happens with most of these guys. Now that I'm happy
Yeah,
for Shoaib Bashir is that he got a game here. They could have easily played another pacer, or maybe they could have easily got back Jack Leach, who missed out that India series. He played the first game, then he missed out owing to an injury, and they could have easily got back Jack Leach and played him. But they trusted in this young lad, despite not having a pretty decent first class record. They put their faith in him, and he repaid the faith. I mean, he bowled excellently in that second innings, and he was the one who turned the match around. He got those three quick wickets, and then he picked up two more later on. And I think England need to put their faith more in Bashir and also in Hartley, who was pretty impressive in that India tour. Not just with the ball, even with the bat. We saw that he has good hitting ability, particularly against the spinners, using his feet, putting the slog sweep away. So, I mean, I think these two are pretty talented youngsters, and if England can groom them for the maybe next 2 3 years, then by the time they again tour the subcontinent, India, Sri Lanka, these areas, they might have gained quite a bit of experience, and they will come in handy. Also, I think Bashir made a record. I mean, this was the first
Yeah,
fifer
yeah.
by a spinner on this track since Muralidharan in 2006. So, I mean, that's some
18
stunning
long
record for
years.
the youngster.
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely, absolutely. I think rightly mentioned, and West Indies were actually at one point looking pretty good in that second innings when and
Yes.
until it was Shoaib Bashir who arrived on the scenes, and the rest is, I mean, we all witnessed what he did. Absolutely.
Yes,
All
and
right,
also Shoaib
gentlemen.
Bashir and Tom Hartley.
Yeah,
I mean, these two guys, when they were picked in the for that India series, it was not based on their first class record. England just picked them up because they needed two tall off spinners who could extract enough bounce of the surface, and they had observed Akshar Patel in their previous tour. They knew what kind of spinners can be useful on this surface, and it was just based on gut feeling. And I hope their gut feeling gives them, I mean, rewards going forward.
absolutely, absolutely. Well said. Uh, all right, then, gentlemen, let's move on to our final topic of discussion today. And I would like to go to Shubhradeep. Shubhradeep, this is from an overall point of view. So, I mean, considering the likes of these three teams, India, England, and Australia, I mean, I think it won't be wrong if I say that these three are currently dominating the arena of Test cricket. Now, where do you see Test cricket apart from these three teams? Where does Test cricket stand? What's in store? What I mean, what is the future outlook? Can you throw some light on that, please?
Well, in a world nowhere, Test cricket doesn't stand anywhere outside these three powerful powerhouses. I would say not even Pakistan come close. South Africa was there, but the moment I saw them kind of sending a B team, their second string team to New Zealand, just because they have to launch a South Africa T20 league, I realized South Africa is not looking at Test cricket. West Indies, well, I love some of the comments coming from the Twitter or many social media platforms that these West Indies new generation love Test cricket. Oh man, this is a wrong statement. This is an absolute rubbish statement. If you look at this West Indies team, Kevin Hodge, he has played just 12 T20 games. Craig Brathwaite, 80, the most experienced guy in the Test team. He hasn't really cracked the T20 code. That's why he's in the Test team. He's not like that. Oh, he plays T20 well, but he has a love of Test cricket. No, that's wrong. Just because you are bad at a one format, you're coming back to another format because you have to play cricket. You have to earn something for your bread and butter. You look at Jason Holder. Jason Holder is also been open on and off. He doesn't play in Australia because he was playing in some of the leagues in that kind of time. Jason Holder. The only guy who is all format in West Indies team is Alzari Joseph. And I love Alzari's commitment. There was a point of time when he just said, neglected a SF20 league contract, and he played for West Indies at home. That was quite cool from Alzari. The Skema Roach doesn't play any of the format escape test matches. So there is no one for the West Indies team to play T20s and Test matches. It's a wrong statement to say, oh, he knows T20s, but he still loves Test cricket. That's why he's playing. Look at Shai Hope. Shai Hope was kind of rewarded as thought to be a best Test batter for West Indies. In 2017, he made that two centuries in the day-night test at Headingley, and we said, "Wow,
Yeah,
Shai Hope, great batsman for West Indies. Caribbean is getting up, getting up." No, the moment he realized, you know what, I can play some big shots. I can use my feet. I can whack the ball in different parts of the park. Let's see. You see him, Shai Hope getting a gig at IPL, getting a gig at the PSL in various T20 leagues. He just said, I'm not interested in test matches." West Indies called him back. Their interest in Shai Hope to take him back in the test matches. He said, "No, I've underprepared. I haven't played first class cricket. No need to get back to West Indies team or test team because I have so many money in playing just 3 4 leagues in a whole month, getting rest within the family. That's a great life." You see what happened? The structure, the formula of World Test Championship was to, the The aim was to say, we're going to making Test cricket alive. By the time you reach this point of time, we're just a year before the Test match final, Test championship final, third championship final, and you see Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, West Indies, and no one is going to qualify. So what are they going to do? They're going to play the meaningless Test matches. There is no point of playing meaningless Test matches. And meaningless Test
Yeah.
matches means you're outside that Australia, India, and England arena. You see New Zealand. New Zealand playing only three Test matches in the whole summer. I can't believe it. They play 8 T20 Is, 8 T20 Is when there is no T20 tournament the next year. They're playing 6 ODIs. Why didn't you arrange more test matches? Because they know the public won't come. Because they know there's
Yeah.
no interest in the country. South Africa is the same. New Zealand is the same. Pakistan is the same. I mean, they're playing the roads. There's no meaning of playing on the roads in test matches. If you're
Yes,
thinking of
anyways,
winning more,
Pakistan's home series is like we are playing for a draw. Let the opponent decide if he will dangle the carrot and try to win.
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Pakistan is showing that they love test cricket. They don't even love test cricket. The only three resources that are left is India, Australia, and England. And I have sympathy for all other teams because the financial structure is so bad. The structure is so bad. I mean, the, the bottom line of the whole question is the test cricket stands nowhere. And as a fan of the format, I'm really, really concerned. I'm really concerned watching the 2, 3 years in the future. I think at a point of time, India plays Australia twice in a test series in a year. England plays India twice in a test series in a year. And everyone is enjoying the T20s and ODIs.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
definitely.
Absolutely. All right, then, guys. I think we have had a pretty good discussion on the current series, the outlook of Test cricket beyond India, England, and Australia. And thank you to both of my guests and also to our wonderful audience who have been providing us with such love. Thank you, guys. We will be back with even more exciting content. Please like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to press the bell icon to receive further updates. Thank you.
Thank you.
Cheers. Thanks.